Good morning, Major. We have a situation developing in the Focult Rift region. This will be jungle combat, so have your troops adjust their equipment to compensate for the humidity.
Right. What's the tactic?
At 0430, the Order severely damaged one of our Cypher-class spy satellites. It will crash land somewhere in the vicinity of radar base RB-12. Order forces are moving into the region now to collect the satellite. They're obviously planning to access our intel net with it. I'm sure they'll try to find our base and destroy it as well. Your mission is to defend the base and prevent the spy sat from falling into the wrong hands.
Will the radar station be able to pinpoint the impact site?
Yes, but there is a high probability that the Order will still get to the site first and defend it from any attempt to use armor or artillery to destroy the satellite.
Then I'll have to requisition a Jaeger infiltration unit, ma'am.
Very well. Dropship Toronto will be ready to lift off in half an hour.
Welcome back to Ground Control, everybody. A lot to unpack from this briefing. First of all, on the naming front, I think it's kind of amusing that Radar Base RB-12, just a alphanumeric designation. I mean, could you get any more, just sort of automatic and cookie cutter than that? Clearly, the people that work at Radar Base RB-12 know where they stand in the Craven Corporation, and it's not high. A couple other names in the briefing. There's a lot more to them than that. First of all, the Focult Rift. That's a reference to French philosopher and social theorist Paul-Michel Foucault, who had a number of writings on various subjects, but most of them dealt with power and knowledge and how those are used to influence society. Most of his major writings came in the 1960s, 1970s. 1961 was the first one, Madness and Civilization, A History of Insanity in the Age of Reason. And of course, here on Krig, we have a very literal power struggle over knowledge, that is the Xenofax, and a most definite rift has occurred as a result. And that, of course, is a bit of writing that just goes completely past most people that play the game. It is perhaps a little bit too clever, but nonetheless, I thought it was interesting. And then we have the Jaeger infiltration units that Major Parker wants to requisition, and indeed will be needing. Jaeger can simply mean hunter, but there's also a secondary meaning of a bird that term is used for. It's a large bird, and a bird that doesn't hunt on its own. What it does is it harasses smaller birds into dropping their prey, and then it eats those for its meal. And that, of course, is exactly what we're trying to do here with the Jaegers. The Order has shot down this spy satellite. We are going to try to eliminate it out from under their noses. So, another good bit of writing there, in my opinion. Says our light Pterodyne squad can now be equipped with deployable anti-air sentry guns that could prove useful for this mission. That's very essential. And Hayes was totally fine with us getting the Jaegers. So, let's move on. And we got a second dropship now for the first time. No new squads, but we're going to be able to use all of them. So our effective fighting force is upgraded a little bit. Jaegers are extremely stealthy, have great perception. They're armed with high-powered rifles, powerful enough to punch through the front armor of a medium Pterodyne. They also are only half as many in number as are the standard infantry, but at least we have a choice of infantry types now. And they are very weak against regular infantry. So they're very much an anti-armor and stealth option. We'll go ahead and stick with balanced, but they default to the, this stuff. But this is an anti-infantry and light vehicles type of ammunition, and gyrojets is anti-armor. That's what we're going to want. An image intensifier gives you further sight range even than they normally have. That would seem to fit with what their mission currently is in terms of blowing up the satellite. So we're going to go both of them the same way. Dead Meats and Storm and Gormans. Then we've got our light Pterodynes with the military police. And they are going to go with the anti-air sentry gun. And then the depleted uranium rounds for anti-armor. We're also going to go in defensive mode with everybody except for these. We'll hit them with recon. Defensive mode here for our main battle Pterodynes. High explosives and repair, we can leave that alone for the humble himbos. And vanguards, well, They do have this new thing here, which is an anti-missile system. And we're definitely going to go ahead and utilize that. And then do we want grenades? That's anti-infantry. Or do we want depleted uranium? And these really shouldn't be getting in a fight with armor. If they do, they're already going to be in trouble. So I'm going to go with the grenade launcher there. Plus we got the uranium up with this group. Okay, let's go get ourselves a satellite.
New drop zone.
Now sometimes they will be split up when you have multiple drop ships, but in this
atmosphere.
case we can just drop them both at once.
Dropship entering atmosphere.
The beginning of this fight is going to be very frantic. Sometimes it can go well and sometimes it doesn't. We're going to drop our anti-air right away.
Okay, Commander. Using equipment. Okay, Commander.
Alert. Radar is picking up the spy satellite dropping from orbit. Stand by for impact coordinates.
And what I'm doing is keeping everybody slightly back from the 4 entrances, because you don't know for sure, like, I want to cut off the enemy's angles of attack.
Warning. Incoming enemy units. 99% probability they have detected the radar base and are attempting to destroy it before a lock on the spy satellite's location can be achieved.
This is not an easy place to defend, and the way they're scripted in this map, a lot of stuff is variable, including where they're going to attack from. So we don't know the direction. We just we're just splitting everybody up. Infantry split different directions. Pterodynes split different directions. You know, a sensible defensive plan in a bad defensive location to just try and be able to respond in any direction. Okay. They're coming from these 2 directions right now.
Destroyed.
So, let's get you scouts over here to help in this direction.
Okay, Commander. We're moving out.
Enemy hoverdyne destroyed.
They're coming from this way. I'm going to retreat our infantry a little bit,
Enemy attacking
because they have long-range cannons. You can see the anti-air gun shooting. There's an Aerodyne from the order. First one of those we've seen in a while.
Unit lost, squad 1.
And these Jaegers are taking a pounding.
Command APC taking friendly fire. Enemy
Gonna retreat 'em?
Squad 1. Enemy hoverdyne destroyed. Command APC taking friendly fire.
Moving my tanks in here to try to take the brunt of that attack.
Command APC taking friendly
Doing fine
fire.
over here. Why don't you come over here and repair those
The base has
Jaegers?
determined the impact site. Radar has picked
These
up
are
75
infantry, so that's going to be a
contacts
problem.
95%
Let's move our scouts over here.
trying to salvage our site
So as you can see, it's a very flexible situation. We lost
Enemy
one
infantry destroyed.
of this squad, which I
Command
believe is the
APC
Storming
taking friendly
Gormans.
fire. Enemy infantry
And here comes
destroyed.
this group.
Squad 1 recharging. Enemy attacking Squad 5. Command APC taking friendly fire. Enemy infantry
Well, that
destroyed.
wasn't the best idea, was it? But
Command
still, that's
APC
gone.
taking friendly fire.
We got infantry out here. That appears to be it, though. So let's
Command
move our light
APC taking
pterodynes
friendly
out.
fire.
Is that you, Major?
Sergeant Cole? Well, I'll be damned. What the hell are you doing out here in the middle of a shooting war?
Damned if I know, Major. One minute I'm bringing goodies back to the base, the next these nice order boys are offering to introduce me to God. The hard way. I don't suppose you could spare anybody to escort me back to the base.
You sure know how to step in it, Cole. I'll see what I can do.
Okay, pause in here for a moment. That went better than it normally does. That could have gone a lot worse. We lost one of our Jaeger units, but that's it. Everything else can be repaired. So, I mean, just, it's a little bit chaotic there. Now, Sergeant Cole is voiced by Nathan Carlson, who has had a relatively brief but reasonably successful minor career as a voice actor. Mostly from 1995 to 2005, although he's been in a few things since then. Did a lot of voiceovers in video series and games. Some examples are a Goofy movie in 95, Wonder Boys in the year 2000, more recently a Spider-Man 3 adaptation. So, that's Sergeant Cole, and we have a bit of a situation here where we've got to multitask and it makes it very difficult narratively. The satellite can spawn in any of these 3 corners, and they've decided to put it up here, right in the middle of this sort of place. And then we've got Sergeant Cole. Now, from a pure gameplay, you've got to remember a couple things here. One is that once these things pop up, we've defended the base. You have infinite time to do it from a pure gameplay standpoint. But you've got this guy out there, Sergeant Cole, who needs to be rescued, and you need to get to the satellite. And from a story point of view, these things are very much time sensitive. So narratively, I need to try to accomplish them both at once, which is much harder than only doing one of them. It's also worth pointing out the whole thing in the briefing with this satellite here about we need Jaeger infiltration units. They'll defend it from any attempt to use armor or artillery. That's not actually true. It's actually very rare. I couldn't find an LP of anybody who did it the way that I'm going to do it, which is actually the Jaeger way. Because they have defenses around there, but they're not enough that you couldn't just take your whole force over there and beat them. So I think the design of the mission from that point of view is definitely not the best. So from a story point of view, a narrative, we're Major Parker, what would you do in this situation? You've got a variety of squads. You need to continue defending this base. And let's see, let's get you over here for repairs. We've still got our anti-air sentry gun, although it's almost, it took significant damage, and we can't repair it. It simply is what it is. Who do we keep here? Who do we send out? How do we accomplish this? And what I'm going to do is I'm going to split my force into 3 roughly equal parts. We're going to have the main battle Pterodynes and my APC sitting here with a sentry gun, and hope that's enough to defend the base against anything that comes at it. Here we go. And that leaves us with 1 squad of Pterodynes and 1 Jaeger squad to handle each of those other objectives. Let's just make sure we get everybody repaired first. And this is one of those where all of your orders here are really vital. You want to set them properly. Now, the infantry is going to be slower. So what I'm going to do is have them as the lead unit and have other stuff guarding them. Defensive movement. Return fire only. So they're not going to pick a fight that they don't necessarily need to. You're going to go with Cole. And then scout Pterodynes. You're going to follow. You're also going to be on return fire so that you do not shoot at anything that I don't tell you to. Then this group. Defensive movement. Return fire. We're going to work our way over towards that satellite. And we're going to be escorted by the light Pterodynes. Return fire only. Okay, so now we're going to get this underway and see how it works. Let's follow our Jaegers here as they make their way towards the good sergeant. One of the nice things about taking Jaegers with on this stuff is how far ahead they can see. We saw their description as being highly perceptive. We really want to watch for any red blips on the map. And here we go, we've got one. Let's see what it is. So it's over. Oh, we got a couple. Let's check out this one first. And those are... Yep, those are Crusader infantry there. So, let's see here. Let's unpause. Let's have the Jaegers over here. And the scouts... Hold on a moment.
Okay, Commander. Move order received.
Enemy attacking Squad 5.
There they go. Let's shoot grenades at them.
Special weapon confirmed.
And have the Jaegers back up. Back up. You're getting hit. Back up.
We're on our way, Major.
Enemy infantry destroyed.
Now, those grenade launchers aren't often worth much. But they were really helpful there. Okay. Let's keep on moving then.
Move order received. Okay.
And nothing much happened up in this area. So far, so good. So let's take a closer look at our map. And the satellite is here. It looks like this up here is where we want to try to get. So I'm just going to...
We're on our
work my way up that way. There's got this weird structure in here.
Warning. Incoming order hoverdynes with light air support inbound for the radar outpost.
So, now we've got 3 things to deal with at once.
Enemy attacking Squad 3.
Uh-oh.
Here I am, Major. Now get this little lost sheep home before one of these pious wolves gets me.
Enemy attacking Squad 2.
Let's get a sentry gun down. We got aerodynes. This is what I meant when I said the, sentry guns are
Enemy
not
attacking
optional.
Squad 2.
Come on. They'll gradually take them out.
Unit lost. Squad 2.
Doggone it.
Enemy aerodyne destroyed.
Lost one of our Jaegers.
Enemy attacking Squad 1.
Anyway, let's get... Gah. Who's attacking us here?
Unit lost. Squad 1. Enemy hoverdyne destroyed.
Okay. We've got it. We don't have any
Enemy
anti-air
attacking
around
Squad
here.
1.
Let's get Cole back.
Move order received.
And then
Okay, Commander. We're moving out.
Major,
2 of you
Enemy
guard him.
attacking Squad 1.
Offensive movement, guard him.
Affirmative. Offensive
Enemy
movement.
aerodyne destroyed.
So, we're going to lose some of these units. The idea is not worry too much about that and just get our, our sergeant back to the base. Because now back at the base we're getting hit. We were. We knocked out an aerodyne. There's something else we can see around here. Is there another one? Okay. Scout hover bikes. They're floating about over here. I can't imagine they're going to do too well. I think we'll be fine there. Let's head back this way. And we did lose 1 Jaeger, but we're okay otherwise.
Enemy attacking Squad
Got more
1.
firing going on down there. I'm going to hope they're going to be okay and make it back. We're going to want to go up this way to the rim. And let's see, I'm only going to want you to come about
Impossible, Command. Move
here.
order received.
Allied building destroyed.
Move order received.
What on earth? You're still having problems back
Enemy
there?
attacking Squad 4. Squad 4 recharging. Allied building
Thanks,
destroyed.
Major. I owe
We're
you
going to
big
tear these
time.
up pretty quick.
By the way, I think I know where a few lost packs of beef rations can be found. I'll let you know.
Okay, so we got Cole back.
Taking friendly fire.
On the other hand, we don't have any
Enemy hover
anti-air
down
left
destroyed.
in this area. So that could be a problem, but we survived both those squads. Okay. And again, this could be a little bit dicey with everybody all over the place. Now, we've got to get that satellite.
Squad 5 recharging.
Let's see if we can get up on this rim with our Jaegers. Just going to assume everything back there is going to be able to handle itself. Let's take a look at our close-up map. Okay, we're
Enemy attacking Squad 1.
pointed in the right direction.
Unit lost. Squad 1. Enemy aerodyne destroyed.
Major.
Doggone it. Get over here and get repaired.
Enemy aerodyne destroyed.
Way, Major. Boarding APC. Major, we're moving.
Yeah, that's an even better idea. Get inside the
Squad
APC.
1 recharging.
Because that's our last surviving group from that squad. Main battle. Pterodynes. Here's our scouts. Move our
Enemy
scouts in.
aerodyne destroyed.
Just sort of have everybody cluster together. And just hang on. Okay. Now we can see a whole bunch of stuff over here. Let's see. Let's flip around. And there's some of their defenders in here, but we can't see. Should be right in this. Oh, there it is. Yep, we can see it. Okay. Now what we need, first of all, turn on that image intensifier. And we need to target just the satellite with our gyrojet.
Special weapon deployed, Major. Special weapon deployed.
It's not hitting it. That's awesome.
Major, we're moving
Let's
out.
move along this. See if we can get a better shot. Because I only have one shot left. So I basically need to make it work. Let's see.
We're on our way, Major.
I might just need to sneak down into the trees here.
Move order received.
I think I do.
Enemy aerodyne destroyed.
Major, we're moving out.
Alright.
Special weapon deployed, Major. As good as dead, Major.
Come on. Come on. I'm really surprised these hoverdynes aren't actually reacting to us.
Enemy structure destroyed.
Let's get out.
Mission accomplished.
And there we go.
It was a tough fight today. We may have given the Dornies a bloody nose in the desert, but they are far from giving up on Krig. Today's action was proof that the Dornies are excellent jungle fighters and know the rift like the back of their prayer books. No doubt in my mind now, this is all about those alien pillars. The Dornies had them, and our boys in the boardroom heard about it and sent us in. Now we got a few, and they have the rest. And no one knows what the hell they do. Of course, given how hard the Order is fighting for this world, it's pretty clear someone has a clue about what's at stake.
Major Parker almost sounds like an Order fangirl here. But in any case, we survived, but again, took more significant casualties. Still inexperienced with our APC. Storm and Gormans lost 3 and made no kills. So, they were sort of the designated targets for this. But they're still alive, and they still retain their veterancy. They'll get replenishments. So 1 building destroyed and 1 unit lost, including, they destroyed the satellite. So the dead meats are sort of the heroes of this operation. Military police, field excellence, aggressive, combat star. 9 kills for the light pterodynes. And again, they were vital with their anti-air. Everybody was vital in this mission. No kills at all for our main battle pterodynes. That's a surprise. They remain veteran. Vanguards are veteran. They get 4 kills for our first look at the scout pterodyne, which I forgot to mention. Those are nicknamed the Jackal. Our first adventure in the Foucault Rift has gone off successfully. And we'll see if the Order has any sort of response to that coming up next time. Thanks for watching, everybody.